What's up guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new recap and review of Mr. Robot, this time for episode 3. What exactly was Tyrell up to last season and how did we get to that explosive finale? Don't worry, all is explained in this episode, so let's get into a quick recap. The episode actually opens with a flashback to an unseen moment in the events of last season. Get used to it because that's what most of this episode is. At the arcade, Mr. Robot takes over Elliot's body, grabs the hidden gun from the popcorn machine, and tries to kill Tyrell, only for the gun to jam. Tyrell sees this as fate, evidence both of a connection between them and that what they're doing is ordained by God. Recognizing that he might need Tyrell at some point down the line, Robot decides not to kill him and gives him the gun. We also see here how Irving first connected to the story. He found him that same night and helped hide Tyrell after revealing that Gideon told the FBI about the honeypot, taking him to a remote cabin in the woods somewhere. We never exactly find out where, but it does look like it's in the south. We also see a bunch of different events in Season 2 from other perspectives. I mean, we see Elliot's arrest from White Rose's perspective, the fact that they were following that very closely. Also kind of a funny moment as it's revealed that he and, I guess, Dark Army supported Donald Trump's candidacy for president. We also see Irving meeting with Leon in prison and taking care of Elliot. We see more of Irving's backstory. We'll talk about all that in a little bit. Kind of really an interesting behind the scenes, but it is mostly Tyrell-centric. Back at the cabin, Tyrell meets with Mr. Williams, who subjects him to essentially an interrogation to test him before the Dark Army commits a bunch of resources to him, which he very narrowly passes, basically through only his commitment to Elliot and their plan. And we see here the call he made to Elliot in prison, which was referenced last episode by the FBI. While Elliot remains in jail, Tyrell remains in kind of a prison of his own at the cabin, and eventually he does try to flee, making a run for it on foot, only to be recognized and captured by a policeman, which is kind of surprising because he's rocking a very bushy beard at that point. But that detention doesn't last long as he's rescued by Agent Santiago, who brings him back to Irving. Soon after, though, Elliot is released from prison and Tyrell is moved to a new workstation from which he and Elliot will carry out Stage 2, the building from the Season 2 finale where Elliot was shot. We then flash forward to after he shot Elliot, when he's in emergency surgery to remove the bullet. Angela explains how he can sometimes become a different person, and the episode ends with Elliot waking up, only to become Mr. Robot, smiling as he sees Tyrell. This was another just incredibly good episode. That's 2 so far this season I feel like are just great episodes of TV. Right up there with the premiere in my opinion, both as a standalone episode, but also as a part of the season as a whole. For what was essentially an episode filling in the events of last season from the perspective of Tyrell and other characters, explaining what he was doing in relation to the story and just how we got to that dynamite reveal of last season's finale, it was still incredibly gripping and had me glued to the TV for the full 60 minutes. The fact that they've gone ahead and gotten all of that story out of the way is also a really interesting decision. I mean, rather than parceling it out over the course of the season, and the fact that they did it so well, honestly, I think should excite fans for what's to come this season. But one of the key reasons this episode really shined was a huge feature for Bobby Cannavale. The episode also served to explain Irving's connections to the events of last season, and honestly, he is my new favorite character, hands down. He is just spectacular, and I can't wait for more of that character. The interrogation sequence, it is in a nutshell why this show is so special, on display just in one scene. I mean, you got the creative camera work, the great editing work, the acting, and this is all juxtaposed with the whine of a tea kettle to really hammer home the intensity of the scene, really get under your skin, on your nerves. It's just why this show is one of the best on TV right now, just in one scene. Overall, I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10. Maybe not quite as earth-shattering as the premiere, but still just fantastic TV in its own right on display. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section down below, but that's going to do it for me here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. For even more content, check out our website at hybridnetworkyt.com, and if you love HN and want to take your support to the next level, consider donating to us on Patreon as we strive to bring you the best content possible. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.